Public Affairs programming on WQPT is brought to you by the Singh Group at Merrill Lynch, serving the wealth management needs of clients in the region for over 25 years.
A safety net for families in crisis and an overhaul at the Junior Theater. Both are helping to improve the quality of life in the cities. It's the second oldest children's theater in the nation, and now it has the newest theater to stage its performances. In a moment, we'll take you inside the Davenport Junior Theater and talk about its upcoming premiere. But first, families in crisis. For much of this decade, an organization called Open Door has tried to be the go-to place for Illinois Quad City residents at wit's end. Whether it's financial trouble, emotional struggles, or just better life skills for you to get ahead, Open Door is there to help. And now, the Iowa branch of this organization is marking its first year of operations. What's been accomplished? And how can you turn to them if you need help? And joining us is the director of Open Door, Larita Nunn Dixon, and Liz Deeroff, also from the organization. Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
It's good getting names right, isn't it?
Yes.
You've been around in Rock Island for, what, 7 years, and then starting right now, a year in Davenport.
Yes, that's correct.
Why the move to Davenport as well?
Well, the need was over there in Davenport. And actually, we were approached. This Open Door in Iowa is through our VOCA program over there in Iowa. And they heard about the Open Door crisis and the success we were having in Illinois, invited us to come across the river.
I'm surprised that it is a needed organization. There's so many organizations out there. There's so many government agencies out there. How is yours different? I mean, how are you really the safety net that so many people need?
Well, we are the one-stop shop, and so that's why we consider being over in Iowa, because it's a one-stop. Individuals need someone to help navigate those services for them. We have a lot of great services in our community, as you said, but that one-stop shop is what and that immediate need is what we target.
Well, and Liz, what have you noticed in the Davenport office? It's been a year. People first have to discover it and then make better use of it. It's been a pretty big year of growing, isn't it?
Absolutely, Jim. The office and the coordinators and Larita's leadership have really provided great stability for the area. We partner with Friendly House, which is a perfect organization for us to share office space with over there on the western side of Davenport. There really was a lack of resources for folks in immediate crisis need and folks who had experienced or been victims or witnesses of crime over in that area. So the coordinators have made great collaborations with all of our other local organizations, because as Larita said, the primary resource for Open Door to provide is a navigational one, is to bring someone into the office, and if we can't directly provide what you need to stabilize you and your family and move you out of immediate crisis, we can navigate, we can connect you with all the other resources that could help.
Well, and Liz, key that you've got for your organization really is the fact that you're going to do it immediately. You don't just come in and then, oh, we'll get back to you at some point.
That's right.
You're actually there to help right away.
Absolutely. I think Larita can speak to that.
Absolutely. And we have direct services, and also we do depend on our partners. We have a collaboration of all local organizations, and so we try to meet that immediate need. Sometimes individuals cannot wait for those 3 to 5 days. We'll cause other crises if we don't work right away.
Now, who do you serve primarily? I mean, we were talking about people that are victims, but is it also people that fall through the economic cracks? Is it people that are just having a tough time getting ahead? I mean, who's your usual client?
Usually our clients are those that are in crisis. The individual could be, as Liz said, witnesses or victims of crime. So all of those individuals are welcomed at our Open Door program.
And how does that start? I mean, do you get referred?
Oh.
I mean, does somebody contact you? How does somebody get the help that they need?
Great question. For the Illinois side, we have a contact with our Department of Human Services, so a lot of our referrals come through those organizations. A lot of our community-based organizations, a lot of our churches. Word of mouth is a big one, because of course if you help someone, then they're going to spread that great news, and word of mouth have been a big one for us. But a lot of our partners are aware of us now, and making those collaborations is how we serve and recruit those individuals that may be in need.
No, when you started in Rock Island, I believe in the year 2010,
Yes.
I mean, it was almost, I hate to say this, but almost an experimental program, was it not? Just kind of a start to see how this is going to go, a pilot program, as it were.
Absolutely, a pilot program. Great pilot for the first year. It was actually housed, as you know, in Skip-Along. We see those families. I've been with Skip-Along for quite a long time, over 28 years, and serving as that family service provider, seeing that individuals needed more besides the child care. And so it started as a pilot program through each region of the state of Illinois, and it's been an excellent and awesome program.
You must have seen some success stories, you know, in your interaction with the clients that are served. I mean, what is it that gives you the most joy after a year in Davenport and 7 years in Rock Island?
Yeah, so I think the things that stand out the most are when we see someone who comes into the Open Door office and they're, as you say, maybe at their wit's end, they're in crisis. And when your brain is in that kind of fight or flight mode of, okay, I just got an eviction notice, I don't know why, or I just lost my job, I don't know where I'm supposed to go, those kinds of things, or someone just fell ill and it turns out they didn't have insurance or they couldn't have insurance, so now we're racked with medical bills, those kinds of things, they cause any of us who have support networks around us to feel anxious and feel in fear and uncertain of what we're supposed to do. So for those individuals who may not even have that support network, don't have someone that they can go to and say, hey, I just lost my job, do you know anyone who's hiring? Can you help me figure out where I need to go to find food, to get cash assistance for temporary use, those kinds of things. Open Door has really provided that stability and that that consistency for those individuals. So someone comes in and you can see that they immediately feel calm. The coordinators in Loretta are fantastic at helping everyone who walks through those doors feel welcome and feel like you're not alone. We have resources, we can support you, you can do this.
Money always seems to be at the root of it, is it not?
Oh, yes.
I mean, that's where the stress, that's where the crisis comes from, because it's the money that has to deal with the housing, that has to deal with the food, that has to deal with the child care.
Absolutely. One of our top needs is employment. So individuals, if they had enough employment, enough monies, they can meet those crises. So absolutely, it's always the top.
Do you have a priority of people that you serve? I mean, is it families, women with children, women? I mean, how do you prioritize who gets the help that you can offer?
Well, actually, the priority is just based on the need. We have 5 top needs, and employment is the top need. And then there's also housing, food, transportation, and of course medical, as Liz has stated. So anyone can apply.
And it seems like, as you were mentioning, I mean, just the independence, the employment, that's a major issue, because not only does it put food on the table, it also gives you more self-worth because you've got gainful employment.
Absolutely.
How tough is that, though, to facilitate that need?
Oh, that's a tough one. And so that's why we've partnered with what you call Opportunities Community.
Okay.
And what they do and what we do in that program is those individuals, once we've met that immediate need, we link them with a navigator. And a navigator is someone that can help move them forward, can help maybe share their resources or share in knowledge that they may know what that individual may be in need of.
And Liz, I know you wanted to talk a little bit about Giving Tuesday. I mean, that's critically important for the organization to help other people.
Sure, absolutely. So we, of course, have some state funding, which really provides some of that operational support for the programs to maintain their offices and to maintain the staff to serve as these resources for folks in crisis. Giving Tuesday this year is going to be focused on Open Door for our organization, because we really have some specialized needs that that local foundations or state funding don't provide for, and we really want to be able to serve those needs. So for example, we may have someone who comes in and they're working, they're employed, a loved one has passed away, and the funeral costs are not covered by anything. That's something that a lot of other foundations, other places won't take care of, but it's a pressing financial need that could cause someone to go into crisis if it's not taken care of. There are other really specialized needs for water bill payments and
utility payments of that sort.
Those kinds of things. Sometimes when when someone is out of work temporarily or has experienced another medical crisis or a funeral cost that they're now choosing between which bills to pay for, something like a water bill could get delayed for a couple of months, not realizing that that's going to be shut off, and then a crisis becomes a very serious discussion.
It hits home very, very quickly because this stuff
Yes.
becomes a snowball that tumbles and gets bigger. Larita, Friendly Houses, if you're in the Davenport side, you're so associated with Skip Along on the Illinois side. So if somebody is in need, or if you know of somebody who may be helped by your organization, what do you want to tell them today?
Just reach out,
There is
and
help.
that the community does care, and that there is help for you. And so just reach out. In the Rock Island, we are located at 1609 4th Street, and of course the Friendly House in Davenport. Reach out. Someone will be there to help.
And the help is there what, all the time? I mean, do you have emergency numbers? Is it 9
We do
to
have,
5?
yeah, it is a 9 to 5, but we do have a hotline. And so if you call that number, you'll be transferred to our hotline. So someone will answer.
Larita Nunn-Dixon, thank you so much for joining
you.
us. Liz Deeroff, so nice to see you as well, and good luck for your second year on the Iowa side.
Thank you.
And getting ready to celebrate a decade on the Illinois side.
Thank you so much.
Good work. In a moment, the Junior Theater's new home in an old location. But first, we think you'll fall for some great autumn events that are going on right now throughout our area. Laura Adams keeps track of it all as she gets you ready to go out and about.
This is Out and About for October 3rd through 8th. Hi, I'm Laura Adams. Apple Fest on the River in LeClaire is full of fun, family events featuring everything about apples. And it's time for the Shock House Haunted House at the QCC Expo Center through the 28th. Or check out House of a Thousand Screams in Davenport with 2 levels of bone-chilling horror. The River Center is the site for The Caged Aggression, The Evolution on October 7th, and The Price is Right is coming to the Adler Theater on the 7th. Show your support and fight kidney disease by attending the Village Sidewalk Stroll on October 7th, while the Renaissance Fair takes place at Illinois State Park, where English royals will reign over 2 days of festivities October 7th and 8th. Or join the Hennepin 100 Ultra Marathon in Kelowna October 7th and 8th. Cordova International Raceway hosts the 29th annual Buick Olds and Pontiac event, which includes a car show and swap meet. Or be in the audience for entertainment by International Chamber Group Infinitus at the Butterworth Center October 5th. The Muscatine Symphony Orchestra kicks off their Masterworks concert series at Central Middle School Auditorium in Muscatine on October 7th. And Circa 21 presents a Ring of Fire featuring gifted singer-instrumentalists who sing and play through some of the greatest songs of the one and only Johnny Cash. And Richmond Hills Players present the drama The Diviners at the Geneseo Theater. For more information, visit wqpt.org.
Thank you, Laura. The River Music Experience brings the sounds of so many musicians to its stages. Whether it's the Redstone Room or the community stage, you'll always hear something original at the RME. And recently, we caught up with the duo Lars and Kara on the community stage. And tonight, they share with us their song, Music of the Spheres.
Nothing brings your belly hunger. Nothing shining kills your sight. Eyes will never spy an absurd to cry for timber. Who hears the spheres of night till the stars reveal their number? answer. All roads lead round to slumber, to rebirth through the porous night. Eyes will never spy an nothing means, brain can't remember. Nothing cracks the lens of insight until the stars reveal their number. For a glimpse of what lives under, what remains beneath the light. Let this night have its umbra, giving stars without number, giving stars without number, 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 stars.
Music of the Spheres. That's Lars and Kara. It's been a busy summer at the Davenport Junior Theater. It had a full slate of activities for children during their break from school, and at the same time, those who run the theater had a major fundraiser that surpassed its goal. And then after that, quickly renovating its historic theater in the Annie Whitmire complex so it would be ready for the fall. And now it is ready and is about to present its first play on the Niswander Theater stage. Joining us is the director of the Davenport Junior Theater, Daniel Sheridan. You need a vacation, man.
Hey, there's no rest for the wicked. We got stuff to get done.
First off, congratulations.
Thanks.
I mean, just to meet and actually exceed a fundraising goal is a very, I mean, you didn't take it for granted. It is tough to do.
Yeah, we didn't take anything for granted. You know, when we initially were approached by the city with that first 70,000 and we had to raise the other 70 or 80, I felt like, I mean, it was a daunting task for us. And so to exceed the goal and then be able to do a little more in the theater than we were anticipating has been a real treat.
Well, and what's nice too is that I think a lot of people want to give to an organization when they know that if they reach that goal, then other cash is coming in from other sources.
Right, yeah, well, and that makes it a whole community effort, is leveraging all of that. So, you know, with the 70 from the city, we got about $55,000 in different grants from around the community, $20,000 in business and corporate, but the real thing that got us there was the nearly $50,000 of individual donors. Everything from alumni to kids doing a lemonade stand and bringing in the cash. I mean, it was great.
And the thing that people are going to notice right away is the seats.
Yeah.
But there's so much more. I mean, what all were you able to do?
Yeah. Well, you know,
but the seats.
But the seats, yes. You'll notice the seats when you sit down in them. But the moment you walk in the front door, you know, changing out the flooring right in the entryway to painting the whole building. With the additional funding, we were able to renovate the restrooms as well, which was exciting. And then small things like new drapes over the windows and a couple new curtains on the stage. Those finishing details that we wouldn't have been able to get to if it wasn't for that additional funding.
Well, and the junior theater really has been going through a renaissance over new parking lot. There's been improvements, throughout at least the last decade, where you've really made some improvements. I mean, that's been critically important to not only keep the theater vibrant as far as the people that are taking part, but also the structure as well, because it's more inviting for audiences.
Absolutely, and I'm in my 10th season now at Junior Theater, and I'm starting to realize that you don't just finish a project. Stuff comes around. There's always things that need maintained and improved for the experience of the kids and for the experience of the families.
Well, and now people are going to get to see it for a big opening for Alice in Wonderland is what you're... Now, Alice in Wonderland is a story so many people know, but I noticed that you kind of dived in there as well. You adapted it a bit. Did you make major changes, or how did you change Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah, well, I'm a really big fan of the original text, so it sticks pretty true to the original story, and we originally did this adaptation about 6.5 years ago, and we decided to dust it off and take a look at it again, because as a premiere to kick off the new theater space, Alice is all about this transition from childhood to adulthood and this journey of change, and the world is crazy and tough to understand sometimes, and so it's the right story for welcoming audiences to the new space.
What do you like about this cast? What do you like about this group?
You know what I love about this group is they're really young. Yeah. So sometimes I feel like a football coach or a basketball coach or whatever, and every once in a while you have all your seniors and you're this great team, and then you go through a transition period where they all leave and all these young kids are coming up, and that's actually my favorite time, because I get to see them learn and grow. And so we have a cast that's really being challenged, and that's great. It's going to be a good show.
Well, and when you think of the junior theater, you really think of the next generation. I mean, you're constantly bringing people through the system and getting them some great experiences before they really enter adulthood.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
The whole point.
That's the whole point. Yeah, we would love it if they continue to do theater, if they continue to do dance, but hopefully the skills that they gain will carry them forward as professionals, no matter where they go.
What do you think is the best part of the renovation?
Oh, goodness.
I know the seats. We'll talk about the seats. The chairs are great, and it's great for the audience.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot of the little things, a lot of the little finishing touches we were able to do. But one thing that really tied it all together, and it sounds like a strange thing, but we got new blackout window shades over the stained glass windows that we have, and they're gray, and they've got this black chrome framing, and they just tie the entire theater together. Yeah. Maybe I like them so much because they were the last thing installed, so I don't know. I'm partial to them. They stand out.
So tell me a little bit about this fundraising effort and the fact that the community did come together. Yeah. Does that really also mean a little bit more than just fundraising? Does that also show a community commitment to the junior theater? Because as we were saying, it's among the oldest in the nation.
Right.
Obviously, other junior theaters have shut down. Right. They haven't been supported, or they just lost the fad.
Yeah.
The fact that you had such a good fundraising effort, does that mean the fad ain't over?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, after once you're in your 66th year, I don't think you're a fad anymore. Any good program is constantly, I think, not necessarily reinventing itself, but reinvesting in the mission of why it's there. And I think the reason junior theater's around is the kids come first in everything we do. We have to figure out how to serve them better every day, and that's what we strive to do. And I think people see that, and they see it on stage, and they see it in the lives of their own kids, and I think they see it in my staff and team as well.
You had so many workshops and so many classes that you have, particularly when school's out during the summertime. Now that you're into the fall, kids are back into school, there's not much going on, or do you have a lot that we don't see?
Oh, there's a lot that you don't
see.
So not only Alice in Wonderland, but we have over 500 students back doing theater and dance 4 nights a week, and then on the weekends as well. So we're running full steam ahead, and already looking forward to winter. That's the next big time that students can register again.
Yeah, I did notice that, because you have a January a dance and a theater workshops basically beginning in January. Do parents have to start thinking about that now?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Because it is first come, first serve. You better
It is first come, first serve. And one thing in junior theater we really pride ourselves on is our classes are kept to groups of 10. So that way our teachers really get to know every child. And so a lot of our classes fill up really early because of that. So yeah, classes and everything begin again mid-January, but I really encourage families, kids ages 3 to 18, We have something, regardless of their experience level, for them to come and try and do and get the chance to perform in our new theater. Everything ends with a performance on the stage.
And as we've talked over and over again, is that perhaps there's a child that hasn't quite come out of their shell or hasn't found themselves quite yet. You don't necessarily want to throw them on the stage. There's so many things in the theater behind the scenes.
Right.
So many different areas of activity that if you have a kid that just needs to get involved in something and to be accepted, what a great place to start.
Absolutely. And a new program that we just launched this fall that we're expanding in the winter is our puppetry program. And that's an ideal program because then it's not the kid who's up on stage, it's the puppet that they're operating, and they get to feel what it's like to be on stage without maybe that pressure that would otherwise scare them away.
Gee, and I wonder also, because you watch those primetime television shows right now, the talent shows, and that little girl that had the puppet and she won everything, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, it really does show you that, I mean, these little kids are phenomenal. I mean, they can figure stuff out and do performances that we can't.
Absolutely. We just try to offer them the guidance we can and then get out of their way, because a lot of times they just take it off and run.
Any breakthrough performance that you're expecting with Alice?
Oh, breakthrough performance that I'm expecting with Alice? Well, you know, the young girl who is playing Alice, this is a big part for her. It's her first lead, and as Alice, you never leave the stage, so she's learning a lot. And watched rehearsal last night. She's doing a fantastic job.
Alice in Wonderland, October 14th and 15th, the 20th and the 21st, Saturdays and Sundays. Daniel, congratulations.
Thanks.
I know you want to thank the community as well for what has happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wouldn't be possible without the community, and the number of donors from, you know, all around, not only the Quad Cities, but around the country. And especially the Scott County Regional Authority gave us $30,000 to really kind of push this effort forward. And that also gave us the traction with the money the city gave us, and grew from there. So we're incredibly grateful.
Now on to the next project.
On to the next project.
Daniel Sheridan, Davenport Junior Theater, thanks so much for joining us. Once again, tickets for Alice in Wonderland are sold at the door just before the performance. It costs $8 for adults, $6 for children. Kids 2 and under get in free. Performances are at 1 and 4 o'clock on both Saturday and Sunday. WQPT is doing its part to support the military men and women in the cities who are serving our nation. We call it Embracing the Military, and October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and among the many events on Arsenal Island is a march scheduled for next week. Join the fight. March Against Domestic Violence starts at 11 in the morning, Thursday, October 12th. It starts at the corner of Rodman Avenue and East Street on the island. Food will be served after the march in the PX parking lot. On the air, on the radio, on the web, and on your mobile device. Thanks for taking some time to join us as we talk about the issues on the cities.
Public Affairs programming on WQPT is brought to you by the Sing Group at Merrill Lynch, serving the wealth management needs of clients in the region for over 25 years.